It's a pleasure that all of you can be here with us at our 50th anniversary. One of the great blessings that we've had is that we've had 6 whole healthy sons.
Be fruitful and multiply.
A few problems health-wise here and there, but we're all still here, still walking, still talking, so that's more than some people do. And then we've had 18 whole healthy grandchildren, and boy, that's a great and wonderful blessing.
3 cheers for the grandchildren.
Yeah. You know, it's almost a lucky thing that we got married at all, because the day before the wedding, I was still under arrest for low flying. And Air Force-wise, you could say I was in jail.
Dad, the dirty dog.
Yeah. And I didn't know for sure whether I was going to get out. Maxine's mother, dear Mother Hodgson, God bless her, but she had to move the wedding from Park Church to St. Andrew's Church and back to Park Street Church again.
Who paid the bail?
Who paid the bail? I got let out because the Air Vice Marshal that was trying me said, "You got any relatives at the airport in Windsor?" And I said, "Yeah, my cousin Bev is the airport manager down there." And the guy, so help me, he says, "Bev was a great guy. He used to drink a lot of beer with him. You're guilty." But all I got was a reprimand, so I could get out from under open arrest. You know, Air Force things are a lot of fun.
Now you know how it goes.
You young guys don't understand about this, but from the Thursday before the trial, I'm supposed to leave Brantford with another officer under close arrest. That means that he's not supposed to let me out of his sight.
Keeps his hands in your pockets.
Yeah, and we have to travel from Brantford into Toronto under close arrest, and he's supposed, this is on Thursday night, and he's supposed to stay with me and escort me up to the airport door the next morning. So we get off the train about 4 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, and this guy says, "I'm going to see my girlfriend, I'll see you in the morning." And I was loose, and I could have done all kinds of things, but I didn't. Anyway.
More description.
Chicken.
Then the great day happened 50 years ago today, and I don't know. Hey, she's not paying attention. Hey, did we really know what we were doing?
No.
I don't think so.
I think it took you 6 kids to find out, eh?
And we started with not very much, and then and when we went back after we'd been married only 2 weeks, and Maxine cooked her first dinner for me, but I was on put on duty, so I couldn't get home for supper. Of course, we had no telephone or anything. And so she cooked for me pork chops, and I know we also had spinach.
A spoonful of spinach, because I thought it was too many cups of halfway.
When I didn't get home, she just kept cooking it, and cooking it, and cooking it, and cooking it. So by the time I got home, 11:15, the pork chops were about that big. And
They were hot anyway.
we had about 1 teaspoonful of spinach for both of us. But anyway, we lived a lot of places, and we did a lot of things, and of course, there was a suggestion a couple of years ago that quickly got pushed back that we have a great big party in Chatham, and Maxine said quite properly, "No, I'm just to visit with my own people." So that's why we're here. So it's been a long and wonderful trip. We're glad that you're all here very, very much. What's going to happen on the 100th anniversary, I don't know, but we're all going to try. No, Maxine's turn. Yeah, Maxine's
I have to say that I've heard Dad
I'll just tell you.
say a lot of things which have been really interesting and entertaining, but I'd love to hear your side of the story.
Well, just when he's talking about quitting the Air Force, having him under arrest, I had quit training, and my poor mother was unhappy because she wanted me to be a nurse. I was going to be a stewardess on an airplane, really, is why I was being a nurse. And my feet killed me in training. But I did get married. But when I left, all the nurses were gossiping. She left, and now he can't marry her. You know, this is naturally the kind of thing goes on. So I was really glad when it was time that we decided the date, like we had the date, but we had to move it. Finally, I could say, oh yes, we are getting married. And we lived in Bradford, like I said. Anyway, mainly, the reason I am glad we did this way, it's because I would not want to hurt anyone's feelings for not inviting. You know, and you start and you don't know where to stop. And with the family going, I sure have got plenty of people, and I don't need anyone else. And so I hope we have fun tomorrow. And I hope that everyone understands. Kids are adorable, and you should take more time with them.
All right. And don't forget the homeless here.
Hi, Byron. We expect all the senior members of the family, that is the sons, to say a little word or two.
Well, we're going to do that. The next thing on the agenda, we've got a calendar here that was put together with primary effort by Mary Orange. And we want to present that to you. And we have copies of that for those that want to purchase them. And
You got. Oh, don't
okay. Mother?
She was born the day after this birthday.
I don't need to talk to you. I gotta take control.
Oh my gosh. She did, honestly, Bill. It was when we had her bred with a thoroughbred. She ended up with a and then when we didn't want her to have pups, she had
I gotta get a map for it. Just trying to get everybody under control. So we're giving everybody a little piece of agenda. All right, Tim, it's your floor.
Okay.
Yay!
I'd just like to say,
Tim's talking. Tim's
the
talking.
things I often brag to people about is most people are lucky if they've got one parent that's real good. And I was lucky I had not only two parents that were excellent, but I also had 4 grandparents that were excellent. And they all lived within easy bike ride distance, and they all liked to spend time with me. How lucky can you get? How lucky can you get? And I just remember some of the things. For instance, I remember one time when Dad was working with the insurance and the real estate, and as if he didn't have enough to do with the 2 businesses and 6 boys, he bought another company. And that company didn't do so well. I'll always remember is even when times were real tough, we still had to have a special milk chute built to hold 21 quarts of milk a day from the milkman. And we still ate beef all the time. Matter of fact, he bought half a cow at a time. And we always ate well, always had things taken care of, always were treated even to a cottage.
Boys and birds charged now.
As kids,
Kids.
we had things really good, and it was due to Mom and Dad. And
Dang, one
people these days don't seem to be able to do it quite as well for some reason. I, being a high school teacher, am faced with it every day. And everybody should think about what it takes to be together for 50 years and to be with a family with all the ins and outs. And here we got 41 here today. And it takes a lot to be a family person. And Mom and Dad, they rate the tops. Thank you.
How many? Like I've heard 38, 36.
41.
I'm gonna stay relaxed and just talk to you just like it's a story at the cottage.
Oh, I feel like I'm fishing.
I want to say ditto to everything Tim said. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. It was very, very nice. And I had a little song I was going to do, something about too sexy for my shorts, but I can't forget the words. And I just want to say, let's get chest. That's in honor of Jeff.
That's Bob. Thank you, Bob. Here. As we flip through the calendar, next in under June is Brian.
Brian.
Dr. Brian
In
Brisco.
June?
You know, I had a long time driving down here to think about what I was going to say tonight. And the whole way I thought nothing about anything else but what I was going to have to say. So driving through Napanee, I was thinking about Banff and, you know, the heritage of our family. And it was right on the way, so I got to think about all of us. And it reminded me of a little anecdote because, you know, the Briscoes have a very strong behavioral representation.
Boy, did you put that
So, I was thinking about some of the times that I've interacted with my son Ian and how frustrating it might be. And I thought, well, maybe I should call Dad and apologize. I'm sure he went through it as well. And, you know, maybe I was feeling a little bit, you know, self-conscious about this, but then I thought about all my brothers and their kids and my nephews, and my God, it seemed to be a common problem. So
And how
I
little
didn't feel so
Benji
bad
climbing
after
the
all.
wall. Little Benji used to go up the walls.
And so I guess after all is said and done, I just hope that I can give my kids the same, you know, values that my parents gave me, and so that when they get frustrated with their kids, they'll still hang in there and be parents.
And the month of July is Peter.
I really can't add to much to what the previous brothers have said, other than I certainly appreciate the way we were brought up and the values that we were given. And being the oldest and 49 years old, I had more of it than all of you. And some I accepted and some I didn't.
Through the ringer, eh?
But now I've got a grandson, and like Brian, reflecting with his son, someday you're going to have a grandson, and you're going to see a different perspective again. And I can understand how my grandfathers thought about me. And something for you all to look forward to have grandchildren, maybe even great-grandchildren. And I hope you all have as good a time as I have. And I've had. I thank Mom and Dad and my grandparents before them. And I hope we can all keep this going. It's going to become it's a larger family now than when I was your kids' age. We had 10 or 15 people we considered to be a pretty good-sized family, and here we have 41. And hopefully in 10 or 12 years we'll have something like this again with as many more again that can all keep it going. And thanks to Mom and Dad, and that's all I can say.
And Pete used to say to me, Mom, would you have all these kids for me? He did, honestly.
September, I think it was in March.
I wrote out a whole lot of stuff here, yeah. But first of all, I think I just want to acknowledge that what we all feel is how wonderful it is to be involved directly or indirectly with the Brisco family. I think we're a pretty wonderful bunch of people. And, really humble. But I did, thanks to Uncle Bill's documentation of the Brisco history back to 1066 when we whipped the shit out of the British across the channel. And I did get down to Arlington, Vermont last month, actually, just last month. And and it's just wonderful to trace all that Brisco history. And we're all very much involved in that. But
Yeah, it wasn't last month. It was
well, that was last month though. This is the first week of this month. Yeah. So anyway, but
No. What year was that?
but basically, all I really came up with when I really started to think about what I wanted to say is that when you reflect on Mom and Dad and all the things that we've been through for all of our little bit of their 50 years, and they really are two very, very special people, and we all have a whole lot of them in us, and their traits and their personality and their positive traits, and once in a while the little negative things that creep in. But when I tried to think about the positive things that came out of their personalities that we could reflect upon, and first of all I thought about Mom, and I had her patience and her compassion, certainly her giving nature. Mom, there's nobody in the world that's more giving than our mother.
Here.
She is competitive to the T, and we all get that from her. She is one of the most competitive people that I've ever run into in my life.
You want to see me on the golf course?
Move over, because here comes Matt.
See you on the golf course tomorrow.
Energetic and enthusiastic to the lights go out. There's actually, don't call her in the morning, but she's there when the lights go out at night. And certainly tenacity. Mom will take whatever life throws her way and make the best of it. And that's what
Not
all
if
of
I
us,
live to be 110.
that's what all of us look to survive. And then we get to Dad, and Dad is. Dad is so serious. I think the biggest thing we take from Dad is his integrity. Dad has integrity almost to a fault.
Right down to the tips of his tippy-tip toes.
A absolutely great work ethic. Dad will get up and go to work even if there's nothing to do. Absolutely wonderful. But Dad is also the creative force in the family, and both as a musician, as a bit of a dreamer, and God, He's got all of us are part of His creative nature, and I just think that there's so many good attributes that come out of this couple that we're also so thankful for, and we should toast them.
Whoa!
But what
A
about
toast.
Maxine needs a drink.
Oh, I shouldn't drink to it anyway.
Oh no! You drink to Rick.
And that brings us on our to Barry, who has a special exercise for us.
A special exercise.
Barry, it's your turn.
Well, I'd like to just say a couple of minor things to start with. And first of all, I'd like to say how much I respect Mom and Dad. No, right over here.
Zoom in, honey.
I have to say, I remember a lot of times in my life that were, very pleasant times, very pleasant memories. A lot of turbulence too. I think we probably between us cracked up more cars, more boats, and more people than probably anyone wants to remember. And I have to say how many laughs I have shared with friends and acquaintances over things like Brian's double boat. Ran over the sailboat with the motorboat and all of that, and my own. I mean, oh, Dad, I totaled your car, and guess what? The boat's done too.
Yeah, but Bernie Jones is going to buy it.
I remember a lot of times of I remember a lot of times of the stress and the strain that comes with six pushy, opinionated, outgoing, domineering boys. Actually, let's make it 7, because Rick should be in that one too. In one household. And what I remember most in all of that trial and tribulation, there was always, without exception, the first thing that was there was always love. And that I always knew that even though I destroyed his boat and car, his first question was, "Are you okay?" And then basic love was always there. And even when I saw the trials and tribulations between mom and dad, in raising, 6 pushy boys, it wasn't easy. And I saw times when they were at their throats, each other's throats. But they always loved each other, and they really, I have to say, I have a tremendous amount of respect for the fact that Mac could live with Rick, and that Rick could live with Mac, and that both of them could live with all of us. And to make it to 50 years really is quite an incredible accomplishment. And in that respect, I look at that as a model for myself, and for my family. No matter how tough things get, and no matter how difficult it is, and no matter what the stress and strain, and oh well, he got arrested. Was that the OPP or was it the QPP? Or you can always make it. And I appreciate and respect that a great deal. Last point I would make, they did always know how to have fun. I mean, even through all of this, I respect them enormously for the fact that they knew that it was time to take a break. They would take a holiday. I think you were always gone for 20 days of the year. 2 10-day trips, and that's maybe part of the secret of how they did it. And
So
I want to say,
remember
too,
that.
that I respect, still to this day, the fact that you know how to have fun, to enjoy yourselves, to go out with friends and have a good time. So that's my comment, is the respect that I have for the love that you've had.
We're still as good friends as we ever were.
One more shot here together, guys.
Good. I'll tell you.
Dang.
Surely there's some grandchildren that,
Larry and Ian have something.
Like, I wish somebody.
Pidoo,
Because I almost interrupted Bill. I
That's
wasn't
fine,
telling
guys.
me out. I remember this.
You can give you a card.
When it's out, I didn't remember anything. Oh, look at this and that. Darling brownie.
Well, what's it say, Ryrie?
Thing. Look at this. She's got 50th year. It's flying high. Oh, happy anniversary.
Oh, wow, what is that?
Darling. I bet there's 50. I'm not going to take time to count right now, but oh my gosh. look
50
at
what?
I didn't count. I don't know where did you see this? Oh, look. Going straight. Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations. I was reading Booker. Dad and Papa, and he colored that. Look at this. You are going to be an artist, Ian. Where are you?
Right here.
Listen, you know what he said? Listen, I thought it's, oh, yeah, that's so cute. I want to tell you something, Greg. When they were talking about, Bill was talking about music.
And I'm very proud with the monks. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. We do stuff in the museums, we go for outings, we go have fun, And I am very start off with the first that I find is an old picture that was a picture that Brian had, so I've never seen that picture. That's the first dog. You may remember that dog. Were you born?
Yeah, I remember Bozo.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
He would have known Bozo
You would have
personally.
known. Oh, so that's
There's Bob's family.
okay.
Come on, Richard. Come on, you're
Richard Brisco on the drums.
And I put them all. We're trying to get one page per voice, and then the rest are like family pictures.
Right.
improvise, man, improvise. this brings lots of luck to you. It makes no difference how I carry on. Carry on. Oh, please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Hey, far away. Just please don't talk about me when I'm gone. Behind the phone. Please don't talk about me when I'm gone. I've got the wrong key. And you can easily see she's not my sister. Cause my father 49. And you can easily see she's not my sister. Cause I show my sister such a wonderful time. And you can easily see she's not my sweetheart. Cause my sweetheart's so refined. She's just the kind sort of a kid who forgets what she did. She's just a person of a personal friends of personal friends of mine. Still on this for hours and hours. I'm just getting into what it is. Singing a song. When they jump up and come along.
Now, you know what? He's pretty patient because I told him that we would play it again. Pete,
Pretty good.
aren't they good, Pete? Aren't the kids good? Oh.
Okay, you want to get the
Can you wait to meet him?
Smile, 1, 2.
Hey. That's great. Hey, we're gonna have another intermission here. You guys can talk about your next grandchild, Mark Allen Brisco. Get your lightsaber out, Mark.
Quiet! Attention! I understand in some format we're to wish our grandparents a happy anniversary, but before I do that, I just
Maxine, the grandchildren are
good,
coming.
bad, or different. Being the oldest grandchild, I guess I got to spend some time with them. Basically, because I was the only one there, the only one that wasn't in diapers, to have some times, and that we did. There was always Nan's chocolate chip cookies. There was always Papa's trips to HL fish and chips, and no matter what happened, they always had something to do. And I guess it was probably a little bit of a wind down for them. They had 6 kids running around, and all of a sudden when they got one almost controllable grandchild, not because he was an angel, but because there was only one of them, they kind of wind down and relax and have a little bit of fun.
Bob whipped him into shape.
Listen, Mark, I want to say something here. What was so cute is when you came overnight, and the first time Missy was going to stay overnight, she was only maybe 3, I don't know, but boy, Missy was going to stay overnight. At 11 o'clock, I'm reading the story, and I want my mommy. And Mark is worried. You know, he doesn't know what to do. I just kept on reading, and she fell asleep fine. But Mark was so worried about his sister. But this was at Timsville at 11 o'clock. I wasn't going to drive her home. And we got through the night, miss. Girls get lonesome. Boys don't do that.
And aren't we glad? I'm not really sure the chronological order here, but I think Brad pretty close to next. Missy next?
Yep.
Missy, you're next.
Brad's fine.
Hey? Come on, Miss. You're okay.
Oh, come on, miss. Don't be shy. Just speak from your heart. What do you feel like you want
Say
to
happy
say?
anniversary.
Missy is our most expected grandchild.
You're going to be another great uncle.
Okay, Missy's happy. We're going to go to Brad. Brad.
Oh, where'd he go? Thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity.
We said Brad.
Well, I guess the one thing I'd like to get across is how proud I am of my grandparents and my uncles and all my cousins. It's a great family, and I can't remember anything but pride.
None of us has had any more than 60 days.
Exactly. Other than my brothers, I think everyone's got a clean record. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, Brian.
Let's not bring that up.
Not important.
What does that got to do with anything anyway?
Yeah, not important, but I just want to say how proud I am of Nan and Papa and the family they've raised, and how important they've been to me over the years. And I imagine it can get a little heavy sometimes, having 41 people depend on me to the extent that we do. And we'll always play the circus. And I remember Nan's favorite little skit, Benji climbing up the walls. And he handled it great. And I have no idea what I'd ever do if put in a situation like that. And I just want to say thanks for providing all those Christmases, Thanksgivings, and years of good memories.
Is Byron next?
Yeah.
Great stuff. Okay, first off, I'd like just to wish a happy anniversary to Nan and Pop, and I can't. It's hard for me to even put into words what you've given me.
Try hard.
In my day-to-day life, just in thinking about anything. When I get in a tough situation, I really do think about my family, think about the background I've had, and I have 6 prime examples for uncles. Nan and Pop are very good examples. No, seriously, I don't really look at all the bad things all you've done as all that bad. In fact, I justify the bad things I do by the fact that.
Whoa, now we know the real story.
But also, no, and seriously, I'm like so proud I can't even say about my background and about the family I have. I have a lot of friends that are not nearly so fortunate, don't even have families like this at all. And when I get in a tough situation, I make the right decision. I try to, because one thing I know about this family in general is they try and do what's right, despite the mistakes that we've all made. Papa is drilled into us for all of us for the longest time about what's right and what's wrong, and I'd like to think I've got some of that from him.
Alright.
I don't know that. I don't think any of the other grandchildren even realize yet. No, I don't mean all the grandchildren. I mean some of the younger grandchildren don't even realize yet what they've got here, and you'll probably come and see that soon. But I mean, the most proud possession I have is this ring right here, and I can't even put it in words. I'm sorry, but I really am thankful for what you've given us, Nan and Papa, and I thank you.
Very, very proud of the family and what we have. And I think about what Bud has now, and there's no way I can bring that back on having him the same child that I had when I was brought up. So I just consider myself very, very lucky to be in the position that I am right now and having a great family that we do have, and we're all really close.
Yeah. Who's after Ben? Is that Rich?
Yeah.
Richard next? Ricardo and Josh? Yeah. Richard.
Well, just like everyone else, we don't really do that. But anyways, just like it's already been said, as far as the family goes and everything, after all the things that I've been through, at least, there's always one solid thing that you can fall back on. It's this family. It's a very, very big thing to be proud of. I know as far as getting back to when I was talking about memories, as far as they can remember, I can go back to as young as I was, as I can remember with Nan and Papa. Just the care of Nan and Papa, all the sleepovers they've had, and, the other, me, Byron, Benji, Josh used to stay over there, and Nan would always make sure we had our cereal before we went to bed.
Good chocolate chip cookies. Man. Papa made sure we had lots of sugar on our cereal.
Oh, heaven on earth.
Get a chair and wash your arms under your underpants when you watch clock.
And he never played any tune more than 3 times in a row.
Hey, as far as Papa goes,
The happiness is where you find it.
I'm following up the thing now, and nothing better than having your own private teacher within the family. Giving me a lot of direction and insight and a lot of experiences with music my way in. But happy anniversary,
Joshua! Then and then.
Papa. Been a long time. I've been here for all of it. Thankful for that. One thing I'd like to say is about, I don't think anybody's really said it, but just about living in Chatham and having other people, when you mention the Brisco name, having other people speak up and say, yeah, I know at least one of the uncles or my grandfather, and them saying good things about them, and having the good name of Brisco. Like everybody knows the Briscos and everybody likes the Briscos.
There's a few bad apples in every barrel.
That's my friends.
And anybody who doesn't isn't worth talking to.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very proud of having the Brisco name, being able to say I'm one of them, and having this loving family. And I'd also like to say I'm glad that I can depend on my family. Whenever I need something or I'm in trouble or need someone to talk to, I have someone there that's always there, and that's all I'd like to say.
Okay.
Happy anniversary, if that's what I can say right off the top of my head. Thanks for the traits, like everyone's been saying. Good. I remember lots of things, good memories. Like Nan likes to spoil me, and I like that. And Papa was very forgiving. I remember putting my hand through a couple of his little mambo drums.
But those are only the ones that load up too.
Oh, I'm so glad that that thrones only last for about 30 seconds. Oh, oh. Are you okay?
And
And I'm very proud to be a Brisco. And I can't think of much more because everyone else has said it. So.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I'm proud to be a Brisco. Happy 50th anniversary. I love my grandparents very dearly, and my uncles and my cousins. I think they're all great. Proud to be a Brisco. That's about it. Let's get pissed.
Okay, Jason and Jeff, where we go from there?
Kelly just ran out.
and they're still doing it.
Yeah,
And I love them dearly.
yeah, we don't need the confessions yet. Oh, the confessions are gonna. This is gonna be a lot. We're even gonna give those women that are persecuted by Briscoes an opportunity to speak before the night's over. Where's we got Jason and Jeff, Kelly? Where are we at?
Ryan George.
I think that they say they love being a Brisco. They think it's very, rewarding, and they just hope that they can move somewhere else where they're not known anymore.
I forgot one thing I wanted to say.
Yeah, okay.
Your scion here made one very bad decision in his life. And I'm sure that he's often thought about this. And I've often thought about it because when Rick was about 8 or 9 years old, he and Floyd McFarland and Huey Preston, who were neighbor kids, had a baseball league. And they invented a game where they used the baseball cards of all the famous players and made up teams, and they laid them out on the pool table and rolled the dice, and they made up this wonderful game. But the thing about it was that they had cards of all the famous players at the time. Now I'm talking about 1930s.
Yeah, where the shit are they?
Yeah,
Exactly.
where are they?
He made a very bad decision. He let those, Stan Musial, Joe DiMaggio, Jimmy Fox, all of them.
Shoeless Joe.
Yeah, no, that Joe was earlier.
Babe Ruth.
But they would be there, yeah.
Wow.
So that, they had hundreds of them. Where are they now?
Somebody's attic and he's still looking.
Okay, Brandon, your turn.
Okay, go ahead. Is there anybody that has not been heard from that wants to speak? Anybody have anything they want, any rage they want to vent?
Well, I can remember Bobby, Ollie as little guys, sitting with you. Love Barry, because when I would go to press your clothes, Brian would get upset with me. I wouldn't press the pants right. Barry would say, well, she doesn't have all the practice Mom has.
Many years.
We don't iron these days.
Well, your mother always ironed for you.
And look what happened.
Listen, I can tell.
I always love beautiful women.
But listen, I can tell you something there when you're saying about Brian.
No.
I can tell you something.
Let's move on.
He was really trying to help me, but I'm not kidding you. Rick wasn't home, and I was trying to get the ice off the fridge in the kitchen on Elizabeth Street. And Brian said, "Oh, Mom, I'll help you." And he got a ice pick and went, and the fridge was ripped.
That's still how he does projects.
Okay, well, Bab's still in the middle of her speech here.
Oh, I'm still in there. Okay.
Oh, pay attention here.
One thing I have learned is the boys can talk about the boys, but don't any of the wives say anything. You're all brothers.
Always.
And happy anniversary. Lots of love.
That's cute.
Yeah, like we can shit on each other, but don't.
Well, I have to say that
I remember.
It's delightful being part of this family. There's a lot of teasing going around, and there's a lot of
Cynical
yeah,
comments.
yeah, but it's all on the outside. You can really feel it on the inside. The family's very close, and boy, oh boy, when push comes to shove, people are always around to help out, and it's very tangible. And it's great being part of this team. Thanks a lot.
And the last story about surviving.
She can tell you survive.
You tease a lot about surviving with the Brisco men here, and I mean, we do it among ourselves, but it's a very connected family. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of energy in this family, and it's really neat to be a part of that. Yes, thanks. Yes.
I think more you can say that.
Oh, wow.
Junior.
Lana.
Don't hold your punches, Lana. Tell him.
No, hold it.
Just shoot it from the hip.
Hold your butt.
You know, I've been part of it for a lot of years.
You're in there, aren't you?
Really, really happy.
Outlasts energize.
I remember this was going to Barry's in Ottawa and she was on the wrong plane.
I remember when we were going to Chatham and ended up in Paris.
Yeah, from London.
You were there.
Mark was 3 months old. It was almost Simcoe.
But we've always got time. It doesn't matter what they're doing with member of the family of all 40
That's
of us
because her
need
perspective is
help.
always up.
They're always there, and that's really wonderful.
A good example of
Many more.
a good example of what Lana's saying was that newspaper clipping, Nan, that you had, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Newspaper clipping on Papa. It was in the Chatham Daily News, and it listed all of his achievements.
Right.
And you know, they probably ran out of ink printing up all the good things Pop was doing.
Continued on page 3.
And I wish somebody had it here to read it out, because I wouldn't even know where to start.
It's wonderful the way Uncle Rick looks after her too. I think that's
And
really,
bosses
really
her.
nice today. Because women are so live. And I still remember the time.
Lana's still
I
talking.
remember the time I asked, we were talking about social insurance numbers, and she says, Rick, do I have those? And she says, well, where is it? He said, you don't need it, and you don't need to know the number. And I thought, I didn't know what he was talking about. And really, I think that's more the way it should be. I think there'd be a lot more of
Hey,
that.
give me your visa and MasterCard number.
That's right. I think not.
Look after the credit card number.
Well, I thank God.
Remember you got lost
Thank you, there.
All right, nobody else knows this, and the guy in the parking garage does. I had to go and sit in the parking garage till it was quarter after I just laughed.
Hey, what's your damn story, Dad?
I still don't know what darn street that is. But I know where, yeah, but you can't park. So when I let Becky out, she says, now, Dad, be sure, don't come till 9:15. Well, I go to the mall, and it's only about 10:99. I decide, well, I don't want to be late. I go down, and I don't know the street. Like, that's on, you know, and I'm really not sure which way to go. So I decide, and this guy sees me, he thought I was in trouble. And he goes, could I help you? And I go, well, I've got to pick up my granddaughter at 9:15, and I'm not sure. I needed to find a phone. He says, well, come on down to the office, and he got me phone. I call, but Paul's got the answering service. So I didn't learn what was the name of what that building was either. Because, I just let you out, and you're gone, and I've got to watch the traffic, and I couldn't begin to know which way to go. So am I lucky? I took a chance, and it's 9:15. Well, I'm going to drive down, and I hope to heck Becky's around somewhere. And sure enough, she was on the other side of the road.
Sure enough.
And I still can't
and tell you
Surprise,
the
surprise.
name of that building. Anyway, well, Becky, I gotta tell you this though. But guess what? When we get in the car, Becky says, "I hope you know the way home, Nan." And I go, "Well, what?" She's pretty good, but I don't think I hope you aren't gonna be as bad as me, Becky. But like, I think she knows direction pretty well. No way,
She said she's refused to look at a map, Mom.
I didn't have time
Hey,
for
Mom, which way from here to where we had dinner?
Well, right now, to
Which
tell
way?
you the truth, I don't know. We've been.
Maxine, we can't play very loudly. Hey, you gotta be quiet. Hey. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.